The following is an informational program from the Sangamon County Circuit Clerk's Office. The information contained in this program is solely for the use of the people of Sangamon County to make them more aware of the services of the Circuit Clerk's Office. The employees of the Circuit Clerk's Office cannot give legal advice. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Circuit Clerk Presents, another in a series of programs to inform the citizens of Sangamon County. My name is Paul Palazzolo, your Sangamon County Circuit Clerk, and for this episode we are at the beautiful Dana Thomas House. This 35-room house was designed by the incomparable architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Wright was given an unequaled opportunity and unlimited budget, imagine that, to experiment with his ideas by Susan Lawrence Dana, a wealthy heiress. She was an activist and a member of high society who wanted a unique residence that would become a showplace for the city of Springfield, and indeed it has become that. The house is located at 301 East Lawrence Street and was designed in 1902. In 1944, the house was purchased by Charles C. Thomas, and the purchase included all of the furniture that's in the home that was designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. Thomas used the house as his company office until 1981, when the state of Illinois bought the house and furniture and began the work of preservation and restoration. And maybe a couple of viewers may remember that Governor James R. Thompson was serving as governor during the year that the state of Illinois did indeed purchase the Dana Thomas House. It was named the Dana Thomas House in honor of Susan Dana and Charles Thomas. Now we're in the house today because our topic is Key Clubs in Central Illinois, right here in Sangamon County. Key Club is the world's largest high school service organization. It's the world's largest because it has approximately 275,000 high school students as members in about 35 countries. And so it's really a unique organization because it's student-led. Every club around the world has to be sponsored by a Kiwanis club. That's why we feature the Kiwanis logo behind us. And I'm serving as a member of the Kiwanis Club of Springfield and a sponsor of many of the clubs in the Central Illinois, Sangamon County area. But what's fascinating about Key Club, as I mentioned earlier, is that it indeed student-led. From the international president, who's a high school student that governs and serves the entire 275,000 member worldwide organization, to each club. And the each club part of it is where the action is. That's where local club presidents are working hard to conduct service projects as well as learn leadership skills. And that's what makes Key Club so successful around the world. Since 1925, when the first Key Club was built in Sacramento, California, it's worked hard to make a difference in young people's lives because they learn service skills and they learn leadership skills. So we're going to visit today with two exciting examples of local Key Clubs in our backyard. Not necessarily the worldwide perspective of the organization, but right here where it counts with two Key Clubs and two Key Club leaders that are working hard to make a difference in their homes, their high schools, and their communities. So let's welcome our two guests today, and we'll be asking them a couple of questions. First of all, as president of the Riverton High School Key Club, please welcome Kelsey Greenwood. And then serving as the president of the New Berlin High School Key Club, Max Day. So we're going to ask these young people some questions. I think you'll find them both fascinating and great examples of our future and reasons why, as we kind of do Circuit Clerk Presents, why individuals need to get involved in helping young people like Max and Kelsey get involved in their communities so that indeed they don't find themselves in the Circuit Clerk's office in the court system with other problems. So that's why we're focusing on a positive aspect of youth and young people and leadership and service with the Key Clubs at Riverton and New Berlin. So Kelsey, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your family, what do your parents do? Tell us about Kelsey Greenwood.
I'm Kelsey Greenwood. I'm a sophomore at Riverton High School, and as you said, I am president of Key Club. I am involved in lots of other clubs at my school. I'm involved in softball and dance and the musicals, and my mom is a postal worker in Cordland, and that's a little bit about Kelsey Greenwood.
Very nice, very nice. Max, tell us a little bit about yourself and your parents.
I'm Max Day. I'm a senior at New Berlin High School. My dad is an accountant. My mom is a teacher at Glenwood High School. or Glenwood Elementary School. I play basketball, and I'm part of the National Honor Society at New Berlin.
Fantastic. Now, you said your dad's an accountant?
Yes.
And where is he an accountant?
He is the CFO at UCM.
Very nice, very nice. Well, again, thank you guys for being with us, and tell us a little bit about your perspectives on Key Club and your involvement in high school. So we know that Key Club is a service organization. You're involved in the service aspect. How long have you been in Key Club, Kelsey, and what motivated you to join?
I've been in Key Club for about 2 years, and I joined because I was already volunteering in my community, but I did want to see what other doors I could open and see what experiences I could have, and Key Club really opened those opportunities for me.
Very neat, very neat. Max, how about you?
I've been involved for 4 years, 2 years at Glenwood, then 2 years at New Berlin.
Okay.
And then I really liked volunteering with like kids camps and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I just wanted to see what else was out there. I really wanted to volunteer some more, and I was just looking for opportunities to do that.
Excellent. And indeed, then when they both mentioned volunteering, and that's the service aspect of the organization, and it not only gives back, but helps young people learn service and leadership skills as well. In the Riverton Key Club, Kelsey, how many members do you have?
We have about 25 members, which is actually very good because we are a relatively small school, but we are interested in growing.
Yeah. How many students in the Riverton High School campus?
I'd say there's about 100 per grade, so 400-ish.
Okay. So 25 students in a 400-person high school. That's pretty good, because there's, in high school person's time, there's all kinds of organizations. Even Max kind of mentioned, and you kind of mentioned, dance and National Honor Society. There's all kinds of things pulling high school students in all kinds of extracurricular directions. So that's a good number for a Key Club of 400 students. And Max, in New Berlin, how many members are in your club?
57.
57. Okay. And how many students at New Berlin?
About 200.
Okay.
230, 40.
What's the secret of getting more students involved in Key Club?
I think it's just that, like, Key Club's sort of like a cool thing to do. It's
Okay.
a popular thing, so we have sort of everybody coming and wanting to do it, because I think they see that a lot of the Key Club stuff is sort of fun. I mean, volunteering is sort of fun, and I think that's really been, and our sponsor is amazing, Mrs. Day.
Okay.
Everybody loves her, and she gets everybody to come out for it too. So I just think that all in all, it just makes it for a very awesome program.
Well, you know, that's one question that I didn't think of asking. And so let's talk a little bit about Mrs. Day and serving. No relation, by the way.
Yeah, no relation. It may seem like that.
I made clear that.
No
Max
relation
Day
at all.
And Mrs. Day at the school, the faculty advisor of the Key Club, no relation. But tell us a little bit about how Mrs. Day is successful as the advisor for the New Berlin High School Key Club.
She's sort of like, at the school, she's sort of everybody's mom, I would say. And I think she's been there this will be her last year teaching, and she's been there for a while, and I think everybody really looks up to her, even like the teacher, and I think even the principal looks up to her. She's just that sort of person. She's just
neat.
Amazing,
Very neat.
yeah.
Well, from the Key Club's perspective, we need to make sure we got a good person that's going to follow her as the faculty advisor to serve in that role, because that's pretty critical for that person to be just the right person, like you said Mrs. Day is. Mm-hmm. And tell us about the two faculty advisors at Riverton High School.
We have Miss Metz and Miss Manis, and they both work at our school during school hours. Miss Metz is our librarian, and Miss Manis is a teacher. And they're both very outgoing. They see lots of students during the day. They're very interactive with them, so I feel like that's a great way to get students always like happy and about Key Club.
Sure, absolutely.
Always involved.
Well, I've gotten to know Miss Metz and Miss Manis, and I think that they do a fantastic job serving that role. And I'm sorry that I won't get to know Mrs. Day as long as you have, particularly as she retires from her role of teaching at New Berlin High School. But it sounds like she's just the right person and has been to make sure that the students are successful, and thus the Key Club is being successful as well. Max, describe some of the projects that your Key Club does in Berlin.
I did bring a little bit of a cheat sheet with
okay.
me just to make sure
That's
I didn't
all right.
forget any.
No problem.
We really volunteer at the Prairie Village Nursing Home in Jacksonville, which we do on Halloween. We do like a little trick or treat where we go to door and give them like candy.
At the nursing home?
At the nursing home.
You don't scare them, though?
No. We do wear costumes, though.
We don't need any of that.
We do wear costumes. And then we don't really volunteer, but we donate a lot to the Christmas party.
Okay.
Which is just like socks and stuff for their bingo for prizes.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And then at the elementary school, we have Cookies with Santa, which is, I think it's just Santa comes and then we're all some of them dress up as elves. We do at the Loami, there's a food drive that we donate a lot to. We go door to ask for canned goods. Teacher Appreciation Week, we're sort of in charge of. Festival of Trees, we volunteer at the Indian Festival, and then Playground Pals is like a program where we go over to the elementary, like during the recess, and just some of the kids volunteer and go over there just to interact with them. And then we have a superheroes program, which is like the last hour of school, and then it's like a 6th grade boys all come down and we have like a lesson on leadership and then we play like a game.
How cool is that? Now, that's a lot of stuff for a Key Club to accomplish, and you guys can be humbly proud of what you're doing. Do you ever call bingo? Do you ever spend time with the residents at the nursing home and call them the bingo, or just?
I asked to do that, but she said they already hire somebody.
Okay.
I asked her if I could do that. It sounded pretty fun.
Well, amazing. That's quite an impact that you're making there. And Kelsey, tell us about some of the projects at the Riverton High School Key Club.
Well, this year we were in charge of Red Ribbon Week, which is basically a drug awareness week for high schoolers, and actually expands district-wide, and it's also a nationwide thing. So Key Club was in charge of that this year. And then we also sponsored a blood drive at our high school.
Okay.
And we also...
And how successful was the blood drive? How did that go?
It was very successful. We had high school donors coming in all day.
Did you get a lot of adult donors from the faculty team as well, or?
I do not know about that one.
Okay. I mean, nobody would want me to be giving blood. My blood type is oh no, so we don't do that. But so the blood drive went well then? Okay.
Yes,
Good.
and then as he said also, we also send some members as an opportunity to go down to the Festival of Trees. We also sponsored and helped work at the Riverton Food Pantry Breakfast, which is annual. And we also have some members going down every Wednesday after school to help at the elementary school for teachers assisting student help.
Very neat. Now, of those that you mentioned, which one would you say is your personal favorite, not just as president, but in general as just a member?
I really like the food pantry breakfast because it's a way to get the community all together, and you see familiar faces that you know, and you see faces of all ages. You have your Key Club workers right next to you by your side. It's just a nice community event.
Yeah, neat. And Max, about all those that you listed for New Berlin High School Key Club, what would you say is your favorite?
I would say the superheroes program, because I'm sort of in charge of that.
Okay.
I teach the lesson, and then it's sort of, I carried over my brother and my mom and a gym teacher at Glenwood kind of founded it, and then I brought it over to New Berlin when I came, and it's just really something I enjoy. And we just teach a leadership lesson at the beginning, and it's over 10 weeks, so we have 10 different lessons that we do, and then we play a game. And we've gotten all but 4 of the 6th grade boys to come and do it. So
Fantastic.
That's really cool.
Can you mention maybe your favorite leadership lesson?
Last week, the one I like last week is about bullying and sportsmanship, like not retaliating when something doesn't go your way. And I think that's one of the more powerful lessons we have. Fantastic.
Amazing work. Ladies and gentlemen, a part of our future right here. We're going to have a short break, but please don't go away. We're going to ask some more questions of these two fascinating and interesting young people that are members of Key Club. Kelsey Greenwood is president of the Riverton High School Key Club, and Max Day, president of the New Berlin High School Key Club. Please don't go away after this short message. Hi, this is Paul Palazzolo, your Sangamon County Circuit Clerk. Travel is an amazing experience, and in the Circuit Clerk's office, we offer you the possibility of getting your passport in our office. We're very pleased to offer these services to you, and this is the way we've enhanced how we can make your passport experience as easy as possible. First off, we are now able to take your photo for your passport. Please come and see us at the Circuit Clerk's office on the 4th floor of the county building, and we'll be able to take your passport photo and help you fill out your passport application. If coming down to the county building is something that's not possible for you, we also offer Passport Saturdays. And these are days where we are partnering with either a financial institution or a school where we can develop your passport application and take your passport photo on a Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 12. And depending on where we are, whether it's at a local bank or a school, we can help you provide those passport services to you. Also, we're able to help with your passport renewals. If your passport is about to expire within the next several months or has already expired, our office in the Circuit Clerk's office can help you with your passport renewal. There's a number of ways that we can help you with that. Please contact our office at 747-5183, 747-5183, or you can go to our Sangamon County Clerk website at www.sangamoncountycircuitclerk.org. All one word, sangamoncountycircuitclerk.org. Thank you so much. We're happy to help you with your passport needs. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Circuit Clerk Presents. Again, my name is Paul Palazzolo, your Sangamon County Circuit Court Clerk, and our program today is featuring the Key Clubs at New Berlin High School and Riverton High School. Max Day is the president of the New Berlin High School Key Club, and Kelsey Greenwood is the president of the Riverton High School Key Club. And we've just kind of been visiting about their involvement in the organization and locally at their high schools. We talked about their favorite service projects that their Key Club conducts, because Key Club is a service organization as well as a leadership fostering organization. And Kelsey wanted to mention one more service project that the Riverton High School Key Club does, and go ahead and do that.
We just finished actually a Christmas project. We were raising funds for our Key Club, and we sold candy canes with little messages during lunch that all students and teachers could buy, and they were sent out the next day. And it was a pretty successful fundraiser for our first time doing it.
Excellent. Now, what will some of the service money that you raised from that kind of a fundraiser be used for?
We are really looking forward to using the money to go to the district meeting in Springfield. Okay, fantastic. How does your club stay active over the summer? What projects do you kind of, and if not, that's okay, but what are some of the summertime projects that might be used to keep students interested in Key Club while the summer break is going on?
We stay in contact. I don't think we did it last summer, but usually we're in contact with Prairie Village Nursing Home, and if they have anything, like they have events they need somebody to come volunteer at, they'll, it's not always, but they will contact Mrs. Day, who will get the word out to everybody else to see if anybody's available. Sure, sure.
And tell me, Max, a little bit about Teacher Appreciation Week, too, that you kind of mentioned before the break. How do you guys carry that off, and what's involved with Teacher Appreciation Week?
We are in charge, I think the NHS is in charge of a breakfast, but we are in charge of getting gifts for each one of the teachers.
Okay.
Like something for each one. I'm not sure what they did last year, but probably just like candy. And,
I was going to say, it's not like a new car or anything.
No,
oh, okay. No, that'd be really teacher appreciation.
A lot of fundraising for that, that's for sure. But yeah, and I think it's just something to give back to the teachers who are.
Sure. And Kelsey, what does Riverton do maybe over the summer to kind of keep in touch and keep active?
I know with our new advisors, we haven't done anything over the summer with them. With our past advisor, we haven't done anything over the summer. But this year, since we do have our new advisors, I'm really hoping to fundraise some more. So we start off with a little bit more money.
Yep.
And also have volunteers sent out maybe in committees if we could get those together, and even just individual offer service projects.
Absolutely. Outstanding. How often does your club meet, Kelsey, and what are the meetings like?
We meet the first and third week of every month, and that's always on the Monday. And every meeting we just describe individual service projects you could go out and do on your own time, and we even talk about committee updates, like what's going on, what committees we want to start, and that's normally about the general idea of it.
Cool, cool. And Max, how about meetings in New Berlin?
We meet bi-weekly, and usually we don't really take not very long meetings. We just try to keep everybody up to date. If there's any new service projects, because we know everybody wants to go home after a long day at school, and everybody's got stuff to do, so we don't want to keep them too long. So usually just very informative, pretty short. We just have to keep everybody on the same page and let them know what the projects are for this week or the next that they can come volunteer at.
So you all meet after school in New Berlin?
Yes.
And help me if I'm sorry if you've mentioned when you all meet. When does Riverton meet?
After school.
After school. So it is. I mean, is it difficult to keep students around? I mean, do you have to have like snacks or incentives, or they just automatically part of their routine?
I'd say it's a little bit more difficult when there's practices and other commitments that they may have to another club, of like after-school commitments. So that's a little difficult, but we try to keep them short so they can still make those even if they come to.
They have other stuff, yeah. And Kelsey, any magic incentive to encourage folks to stick around?
No magic incentive, but if you do miss a meeting because of like a practice or something, Riverton does like allow the student to come in the next day once they get back from school if they missed the whole day, to go in during lunch or fifth hour to Miss Manis because that's also her break time.
Okay.
And just make up for the missed meeting.
Okay, very cool. Now both of you are presidents of your key clubs. What is that like, serving in that role and the duties of that role, and what have you learned kind of so far thus far in the school year learned from that role? So Max, we'll kind of start with you. What's that like, serving as president?
I'd say the most important thing is communication, letting everybody know what's going on, because so much stuff going on at schools. It's important to have everybody on the same page, and it's important to try to get as many people volunteering and getting them their hours if they are low or like lacking hours for the semester. And so
does New Berlin have a service hour requirement?
I think we do.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is.
Okay.
But
you're probably well beyond the requirement.
Yeah. But we want to make sure that everybody's getting their hours so they can stay in.
Sure. So as a leadership lesson from a Key Club president perspective, you'd say learning about communication is one of the key takeaways from your year of leadership service in that role.
Yeah.
Cool. And Kelsey, how's it like serving as president of the Riverton Key Club, and what kind of major takeaway lesson from that role as president?
As president, I do a lot of planning and organizing the agendas and leading the meetings. And basically, as a takeaway, I'd say I get to know a lot of people's personalities and how to work together with everyone in general, because you think you know someone, but then they have like a hidden talent, and then you see that while they're volunteering, and then you're like, wow, I didn't know that person could do that. That's a very special, unique talent, and you just get to work well with them.
How neat is that? And something for you all both as you move ahead into college and to the work world in your future, finding people's talents. And there's a book, Good to Great, that calls it Getting the Right People on the Right Seats in the Bus. When you find a talent as a president and you highlight that and you incorporate that into what you're trying to do as president of any organization, that's a good leadership lesson, is to discover what people are good at and get them into doing it to help the overall group that you're leading or the organization. So neat lesson. Thank you for bringing that up. What are some of the challenges that your club might be experiencing in Riverton, Kelsey?
Definitely funds. Like, we didn't really do much fundraising last year, so we didn't have any money coming into us from leftover. And so this year we're trying to take a hold of that and just get funds coming in.
Yes.
Like, we're trying to split it 50-50 with fundraising and volunteering. Just
Absolutely.
So we can go
Absolutely.
on.
Excellent. And Max in New Berlin, what are some of the challenges?
I think ours might be a bit more unique. There's a program at New Berlin called the First Semester Program, where the seniors are able to leave like a semester early and take Lincoln Land classes
Okay.
at Berlin.
Okay.
But they're really not involved with the student body anymore. They're in their own classroom, and they only have like 2 classes a day in the middle of the day, so I rarely ever see them. So it's kind of hard for the seniors to stay involved with and committed to the Key Club. So we don't have as many seniors, but we do have a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, which is still really cool.
Excellent, excellent. Now, we've already kind of talked about experiences that might help you in your future. You kind of mentioned communication, you kind of mentioned recognizing talents. Any other elements of maybe your membership in general, or what you've learned from your faculty advisors or other students about Key Club that will definitely be a part of what you do, either in college or in your career?
It's not really involved or it's not really influenced my career, but I know like my career choices I would like to make. But I know that in the future I do really want to stay involved with volunteering at kids camps and programs, or even food drives and stuff like that, because I just really love doing that.
Cool. And we hope that when your college career is complete, you might find your home back here in Sangamon County too. Kelsey, anything that's out of Key Club that might be part of what you do in the future?
Definitely skills on time management.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that. Where have you been in the time management arena, and now what have you seen yourself a little better on?
Oh, I'm very involved, so I have to plan my schedule very critically, and when I think I have just the right amount of time, there's always something like, oh, you gotta stay an hour late for practice or something, and that always knocks everything off, and you're like, well, I still gotta make that Key Club agenda.
Oh yeah.
So time management, get things done.
Cool.
And move on.
Neat. Time management is something that probably everybody needs to learn and keep learning throughout their lives too. As a student, what's your favorite class in school? Tell us why.
I really like math and science classes because it's something I could really focus in. It's something I understand and just enjoy learning in general.
Currently, you said you were a sophomore?
Yes.
So what is algebra the course that you're taking right now?
I'm
or?
in honors algebra too.
Okay, fantastic. Very nice. And Max, how about you? What's your favorite coursework in high school?
I really like history.
Okay.
And our teacher's actually Mrs. Day.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And we have a really cool class this year called History Seminar, and we sort of got to choose the topics on that, and then we're going to learn about the topics that we chose as a class instead of like having a set out course, which is really cool to me.
Any particular segment of history that fascinates you the most?
I like a bit more ancient history.
Okay.
Myself. Yeah, I like learning about the cradles of civilization, like Mesopotamia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of stuff.
Very neat. That's kind of above my pay grade, but I was going to ask more questions about that, but now I can't. But no, that's very cool. Anything of United States history that might spark you a little bit?
Oh yeah, I like learning what we're learning about right now is Vietnam and Watergate.
Sure.
Which might be a little recent to like older Americans, but like for us, it's sort of really influenced how we view the government.
Sure,
We weren't
absolutely.
even a part of it.
Absolutely. Those of us who were alive during that, even if I was very small, but we remember that too. And what year were you all born? What year were you born?
1999.
Okay, so you were before 9/11. And Kelsey, what year?
2002.
Okay, so
After.
after 9/11. So just out of curiosity, does the September 11th, 2001 kind of influence or impact how you all see or perceive history? Or
I mean, it sort of is two different like periods in time. It sort of divides two periods of time: post 9/11, pre 9/11, and I've known nothing but a post 9/11 world.
Sure. And Kelsey, any perspectives on that, or?
I agree completely with him. Even though I wasn't alive, like everything's influenced by everything that happens. If you learn it in the classroom, it has to be important some way, even
Sure.
if you're not going to use it in your career.
Yeah, very cool. In college, is college in your future, and has your Key Club influenced any kind of career choice for you? Kelsey?
College is definitely in my future. Key Club has opened my eyes to different things that I like. I like helping others, so I really want to go into a direct helping field.
Okay.
Maybe like the medical field, since I'm interested in science and math.
Absolutely, absolutely. We need good medical people too. And Max, any career interest for yourself?
I'm looking at computer science.
Uh-huh.
But at the colleges I'm looking at, I'm also looking for places where I can volunteer at during my time there. So like Boys and Girls Club, stuff
Sure,
like that.
sure, absolutely. And the Kiwanis Club too. Don't forget the Kiwanis Club.
Club.
A fascinating list of colleges that you've applied to. I want to share with the audience.
Yeah, I've applied to Butler.
Mhm.
I got in at Butler and Illinois Institute of Technology.
Mhm.
Rose-Hulman,
Okay.
I applied to and got into, and then I've applied to Northwestern and University of Chicago.
Very cool. Well, I tell you what, I wish you the best of luck. I know our audience members also wish you both the best of luck. You're exciting examples of our future, and we couldn't be more proud of you in the present for not only your academic success, but also your extracurricular involvement as leaders and servant leaders as presidents of your respective Key Clubs. Kelsey Greenwood, the president of the Riverton High School Key Club, and Max Day, the president of the New Berlin High School Key Club. We'd like to thank Justin Blanford, superintendent of State Historic Sites, and his great staff at the Dana Thomas House, and a special thanks to Troy Gilmore, assistant site superintendent. Note that the Dana Thomas House is open daily, Monday through Tuesday, 10 to 2, and Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 5. You can contact the Dana Thomas House at 782-6776. We'd like to thank our guests and future leaders. They've been fascinating elements of the program, and we want to thank the students at the Capital Area Career Center who video and edit this program under the guidance of Paul Lamantia, Director of Radio, Television, and Interactive Digital Media at the Capital Area Career Center. The Circuit Clerk's office is open and ready to serve you, whether you need a passport or any kind of information regarding the court system. We're happy to help. Please take a look at our website, www.sangamoncountyscircuitclerk.org. We're happy to help in that regard. My name is Paul Palazzolo, your Sangamon County Circuit Clerk, and this has been Circuit Clerk Presents. Thanks for watching.